Hi everyone, it's Karen and I'm back to share some pretty little embellishments that I have made, and I've used trims and laces and blings from AngeldreamCraftsKim on Etsy, and I've also used some goodies from my own stash, and I'll let you know what's from Kim's shop, and I will leave a link to her store in the description box below so you can pop by and have a look at some of these pretty things. Now, I have not been designing for her for a little while because I was off with having had surgery. So these are things that I had in my stash and may no longer be available in the store. And some are things that she carries on a regular, so they may still be available. And these are just inspiration ideas to give you an idea of what you can do. And with all of these little things, it's little snippets that I had left of laces, or cutting up my laces to make the most of a yard of lace. So a lot of these are just plain on the back. I can add a paper clip. I can use this as a little tuck spot in a journal, or on the front of a small card. And so I've made a whole bunch of them. This is something that was really easy to do, and I can do in little bits while I've been recovering from my surgery. And they're so much fun to do. So I'll just show you the different ones that I've done. And this is a lace that I've cut up from Kim's shop. This is part of one of her netted laces, and they're really easy to cut the little bits out. And it's just on a paper doily with some digitals that I have. This little bow here is from one of her trims, and this is the full trim here. This is what it looks like in this pink. And I've cut it up into just the scrolly bit on the bottom here. I've used the flowers separately, and I've used these little bows. I've turned them this way and used them separately too on a lot of these little things you'll see. So this one I used it as a bow on the edge of there. This one is on one of those large hair clips, and so I love these. I just gave a gift to somebody, and I just clipped it on the edge of the gift bag, and it wasn't exactly like this one. It was a little bit different, but the idea is it can clip really easily, and it looked so pretty on that gift bag. So again, this is part of one of Kim's gorgeous appliques. This is from that beautiful sequin lace, and she doesn't have the cream one in the shop right now, but she has a pink one that's equally beautiful. This is a little bow from one of her trims. And then I put the applique piece that I had left, and then I added in this flowers from the applique. I added in a little pearl in the center of those beads. I added a little bit of that sparkly sequined trim that she has, and made a stem out of a piece of it as well. And then these are the little flowers this one here goes along with the sequin trim. And I just cut one off, and then I added a little center in it with a bead that matched the beads from here. So I kind of tie it all together. And there's a little tiny butterfly there that's from my stash. And then I did the other side as well. So this is a double-sided one. This would look really pretty. The other one I did that I put on the gift bag, I only did one side. But this one I did both sides. This one I'd left a clip on the top of a page in a journal. And I put a little dangle on this side with a heart and a little crystal. There's again one of the flowers from this same beautiful sequin trim. And this side has all the sequin trim on it. Two of the flowers, this little flower here is from Kim's shop. She still has these in the shop in the pink and in the white. And there's one of the butterflies from her butterfly trim, which I believe is also still in the shop. And a little bit of cup chain down the middle of that butterfly. And that's also still available in the shop, so you can pick up those things. And I just went through, I have some words, and I just went through and tucked a word here and there on all the pieces. And for me, all they do is just evoke a thought. So it doesn't mean anything specific. When you see it, you just, if what, and we are, I don't know, but that's why I've just chose those different words. Here's another beautiful one. Again, this one could be used on a card. It could be used as a tuck spot in a journal. I also, if you've seen some of the latest journals I've done, I love doing the side tucks where I do something like this all the way up the side of the page. And what I would do is I could even start with this piece and then I just build on it and add to it when I'm actually working in a journal, if it fits with what I want and I want it to go up the side of the page. So a beautiful trim from Kim's shop with these beautiful bugle beads and sequins and a little bit of her leaf trim hanging down here, which she usually always has some kind of dangle leaf trim in her shop. And one of the little pink flowers, like the previous one was white. This is one little charm is with the pin. It's a charm though. It's not a pin, but it looks like a pin. It has the heart on it. So cute. And then this is a little digital I have, and I have it on a piece of fabric. And that piece of fabric on the back is also still available in Kim's shop. That's the teapot fabric. You'll see it there. And then this is one of her gorgeous cabochons, which she still has several in the shop, and they're just gorgeous. And they glue on to these little pieces like this, and they look just amazing. Here's another little one. Let's turn it the right way. And this is on just a piece of fabric. And I added, and also the teapot fabric from her shop. I had a little strip of each, just joined them together. Here's the scrolly part of that trim, and I think this one might still be in the shop. But anytime you see a trim like this that has, you know, say a scrolly bit and the flowers and then bows, or which also can become butterflies, this is a really good trim to pick up because it's so versatile when you start cutting it apart. So there's the little scrolly bit on the bottom. There's a little bit of scrolly bit on the top, which is completely different. And that I used to go between the bows, which I made into butterflies. So I made like little pieces in between them. And then there, I added them on the top of the white butterflies from her butterfly trim. I added the pink. So it's like a double winged with a little bit in the center. And then again, the cut Jane in the middle. And then one of her little blingy hearts. And this was a trim in her shop at one time too. I'm not sure if she has any more of that in the shop, and she had it in other colors too. Here's a bit longer one. This one is on paper. The ones, some are on paper, some are on fabric. Just depends on what I have and what I grab. And I like using all my scraps. So this is a collage of different papers that I made into a tag and added my own tea stained paper on the back. And then all of these embellishments are from Kim's shop. This is the one beautiful trim with the bows on it. And this is one that looks like this. It has the green in between, and I just cut the flowers off separately and added them on here and added little pink flat backs from my stash. And this is another trim. This is one of my favorite trims from her shop, and she usually restocks it whenever, and it always sells out. But all these little pieces cascading down are pieces of that trim, and I just love it. And then this is one from her pink bridal trim, and I made the little flowers into little butterflies. So there's one here and there's one up here, and I just added some teeny weeny little flat back pearls and some beads on some clear thread for the antennae, and I added a little dragonfly sticker up there in the corner. And this one again you could glue it down just the side here and it'd make a really nice tuck spot in a journal, or it's finished on the back, so I can add it as a pretty, I probably just clip it into the journal somewhere. This is one I've picked up a few times, showing you that gorgeous pink lace. There's the pink teapot fabric in the background, a little bow that this green is from one of her trims. It was this with something else wound with it, and I just unwound it and used the green ribbon on here. Another one of her little white acrylic little pieces, and there's that pretty trim again. There's in its entirety. It just goes on and on, keeps repeating with the white flower, and she has it in the shop with pink flowers too. So and then the green in between, or you can just cut it apart like you saw on the other one. And then this is a little digital there. Again, the pink teapot fabric in the back, one of her pieces of dangle lace. This is a flat lace that she has in the shop that is quite wide, 6 inches wide and netted, and I had some little pieces left and I just cut them all up and added them here. This is a piece that I've had since last year before Christmas. I purchased, and I'm still got a few little flowers left, so I have all those little bits I keep in a box, and when I'm making up these little things, I have them. That's that same lace in the corner here, and this pink one here are the flowers from this lace. I've just cut them out and I've put 3 of them up the side here. And then I added a little dangle here. This is a little perfume bottle charm from her shop, from Kim's shop. She also has the bulb pins in her shop. And then I just added a few little beads on a wire that I added from my stash. And then this one has got the pink bridal lace on it again, but the flowers with the leaves, and there's quite a few of them here. And I've added little pearls, flat back pearls to the centers. This is the beautiful butterfly trim, and these butterflies are on like tulle background, so it's a fabric really, and you can cut the butterflies out, or you can use it in its entirety to make something. And I cut the butterflies out, 3 of them, and I have them sort of flying up and over the top of this thing, and I have some little flat back pearls from my stash in the center. This is a beautiful dangled part of a beautiful dangle trim in her shop. And I love this one. It's got beautiful movement. It's really pretty, and you can even embellish it more by adding little pearls or little blings in the little spots on the dangle there too. But I didn't overdo it on this one because I liked the top and how it turned out. I didn't want to draw too much attention from that. So that's another little one, and that one's on just a piece of fabric from my stash, and also part of one of those paper doilies that I have in my stash. So that's the first group. I have more. I sort of was doing this on an ongoing basis, and I was having so much fun. I really got rid of a lot in my stash of papers and little bits, and so it was kind of fun to use up those and make these. Another thing I do with these is when someone purchases something from me, when I sell something, I often will tuck something like this or 2 of them into that purchase, and then they will have them to do what they want with them. This one is done on some music paper and a fabric on top. And then this is a piece of trim from Kim's shop. This is a beautiful very fancy braided trim. She's had it in a few times, and so I think it might be something on the restock list. And I just added some flat back pearls up it. This is another part of one of her beautiful appliques that she had in the shop, and those are well worth buying because you can cut them all up into bits, and they just keep on using them and using them. They don't never seem to run out. And so this one I've added a little pink flat back pearl in the center with all the beads. Just lovely applique. And then of course another one of her gorgeous cabochons. This one has the little girl on, one of the little girls on it. So cute. Love that. This one has a bit of a story because this green feather has been floating around on my desk, tucked here and there in little places, for over a year. And I redid my desk as one of my projects while I've been in recovery from my surgery. And I thought, I have to use this feather. I love these colored feathers. I have others put away somewhere, but for some reason, this green one was pulled out. It wasn't used in a project as I planned, and there it was still floating around. So I took this beautiful piece of lace from Kim's shop. She still has this one available, the one in the background that you can see, and it has the peaks at the top, and it is gorgeous. It is an absolutely beautiful piece of lace. And I used that as the background. I used another piece of her netted lace at the bottom, and I cut it out along the flowers and added that there. And it's kind of a beigey color, so it looks, I love that together, the beige and the white. Then I added in a little bit of things from my stash. I tucked the feather in behind those flowers, collection and the leaf, and then I found a green butterfly in my digitals, and I cut that out, add a little bling to the center, and I put choose behind that one. I did put a little bit of a paper doily in behind here as well, in sort of a beigey color, because I love that color combination. And I think this is probably one of my favorites on my desk, and now it's probably going to get hoarded for a while before I'll use it. But I love how it turned out. I showed you that one. This is another one done similar with music paper on the back and that pretty fabric that I had in my stash. I purchased a lot of fabrics from Nola, who used to sell on Facebook. She would buy things in thrift places, and then, you know, they were tops or they were skirts or whatever, and she'd rip them all apart, and then you'd buy the pieces. And it's wonderful because it's a great way to have all this really nice selection of small pieces of fabric in different colors. And I still, when I go thrifting, I do the same thing, as I look for something that has potential to be used for a cover on a journal, for the little fabric pockets or little pouches, and of course using on the smaller bits can be used on embellishments like this. This has a little frame around it, and it's a paper frame. Little flowers from one of Kim's laces. A beautiful little cabochon with a little girl on it again, and she's looking over this way, so I had to add something here, so I added one of my little beaded butterflies, and that's where her eyes are going. This is a real simple little one. It's got a piece, a part of one of the braided trims from Kim's shop, another piece from one of her dangle laces down there, and then some of that pink bridal trim. Again, a couple of those little bows cut from that one trim. Oh, I'm off camera. Sorry, guys. The bows cut from the another trim. A little bit of a piece of curtain in the background, and I think, oh, there's the, on top of that curtain is, you can see the little pink heart here. Kim had, I don't think she has it anymore, but it was so nice at Valentine's. She had this fabric that was like tulle with these pretty little pink hearts on it, and I'm using up the last of what I have. Here's another one. This is a part of one of her beautiful dangle trims. Again, that bridal trim, that pink bridal trim. That bridal trim, when you start cutting it up, it's like it keeps on, keeps on producing. You just can't, it never seems to run out. And so it's amazing. And I love the little scrolly bits that come in that trim as well. I love them. They're all on the corner here. It's a digi and a little butterfly here. And I put, if there's a paper one, and then I put a little white one from her trim on top with a few little flat backs. This one, I had stitched this piece, the background piece, and had it just sitting, waiting to be embellished, and that's how I finished it off. Here's one with that beautiful dangle trim that I was talking about earlier. That's usually a regular restock and one of my favorites in the shop. If she doesn't restock it, I'll be crying, so she will, I'm sure. And just a nice big butterfly on there. This one is, it would become a tuck spot, so I tucked a little tiny tag in there, and it has a doily at the back. So this one, again, could go on a card. It could go as a tuck spot in a journal. It could become a paper clip, fancy paper clip. Or it could develop into something that this is part of it, and then there's more, because I could just add to it. Here's another one. There's that beautiful trim I was talking about that I took apart, that I got the green ribbon from. This is how it was wound through with these little roses, but it had started to come apart, and there was no way. I don't throw anything away. So that became the green part that had become unwoven from the pink, became the bow. There's another one of those gorgeous charms from her shop. This is that teapot fabric that she still has in the shop. This is part of one of her netted laces, and again, you just cut along, just like you're fussy cutting, and you get these beautiful little trims that look so pretty. Another part of one of her netted laces here, a little collection of flowers that I added some flatbacks to, part of one of her dangle trims, and this is one of my little tatted butterflies there. This is a longer one that could be used either on the side of a page or as a belly band down the middle. And again, this is just pink cardstock at the back, and then these are all trims from Kim's shop. It's a beautiful one in the background that had dangles on it. I just took the dangles off and used it. And then this is part of another one with the beautiful flowers, and she still has this one in her shop. They look like big round almost like dandelion type flowers. This one I've cut them all up and used them throughout here and added either a little pink bling or a flat back to them. A little tatted flower, a couple of them here. added in to add the pink, to draw in the pink from the background. This is also one of her trims, and I just cut, that's actually the same trim that these flowers are from. This is the leaf at the bottom, and I just make it into, this one into a butterfly, and add a little bit of bling down the middle, and then some antennae, and then I added a little heart bling here on a, it's actually on a pink pin from my stash. And then a little beaded butterfly in the center there, and another one of those gorgeous pin charms on there. And the last one is, again, this is some digital paper, made it into a tag. This one's on quite a heavy piece of cardboard I prepared it on, and then added that beautiful pink fabric that was on the tool, and it has the pink hearts on it. It might not pick up real well on the camera, I'm not sure, but you can see it very nicely. You can see one of the little hearts here right by the word heartfelt. Has a couple of the white butterflies, and again, that butterfly trim is still in her shop. A little bit of fabric at the top for a tab, which is from my stash. This is part of the pink trim, and this is the other part of the pink trim. I took it all apart and used it separately. And this little piece is from my stash, and the fabric at the bottom, and a little buckle on there to add to that. And again, this is finished on the back, so it could just be tucked in a journal, or it could be glued down and used as a tuck spot. So pick up yourself some laces and trims, and if you do a big project and you have little bits left, don't get rid of a single thing, because every little bit can be used to create these types of beauties, and they can be so useful. I mean, I pull these out all the time. Last minute birthday card, or wanting to embellish a page in a journal, or just something small that I'm making for somebody and I want to add a paper clip to it, and I have them ready to go. And so that's really a lot of fun too. And you can just spend a few minutes working on them like I have, and just keep on developing them until until you're happy with how they turn out. I hope you are all doing well. I am recovering well. I'll be back designing for AngeldreamCraftsKim in September, and I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to enjoying the rest of this summer and continuing to be fully recovered and getting ready for my next surgery, because yes, I am having my other knee done, because the first surgery has gone so well. I've been so, I guess, partly lucky and just very fortunate. I appreciate you all so much. If you found this video enjoyable in any way, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber to my channel, and I'll be back soon with another project. Bye for now.